You suck at photography, and here's why. Alright, so here's some reasons why your photography might be kind of buns. Alright, so right now we have my truck right here, posted up, you know, in the neighborhood, right? Now, photography is a type of art. Alright, so you gotta have fun with it, you experiment a little bit, be a little risky, you know, use the environment around you as your canvas. Alright, so as you can see here, we have, you know, my truck right here. It's just literally just parked on the side of the road, you know, nothing special about it. There's no crazy scenery around it. Even the truck isn't even all that. Yes, it has some modifications done to it, but it's not, you know, too crazy. But some of the pictures I'm going to be posting up on screen right now, you can see how I use the environment around me. I use the green leaves, I use the cement, I use the sun, I use the trees, I use the birds flying around. And that's because this whole scenery is my canvas. This is my art supplies. So that's how you have to look at photography. And you can also use this on videography as well. If I wanted to create a video, I can use another key thing to think about when it comes to photography and it comes to videography is perspective. So alrighty, so another key thing to focus on photography and videography is perspective. So, you know, as we have here, the more we step away, the more we kind of zoom out, you know, we introduce a lot of trees, the sky, the sun hitting and reflecting off the leaves in the background. Now, if I were to zoom in, now see how it kind of creates a field of depth. You kind of see the separation from the ground, from the background, from the trees, and then the subject. So the subject is my truck. You can see that creates a really good separation, and right there would be an awesome picture right there. Also, another thing when it comes to photography and videography is when you go to certain spots, certain locations, you want to make sure you respect the spot. And obviously, if security comes by and tells you, hey, you need to leave, don't try to fight them and be like, oh no, we're not doing nothing, we're not doing anything bad, we're just taking photos. Best thing to do is just say, okay, yes sir. And then even after you're polite, you can even ask them, hey, would you mind if we stay at maybe another 30 minutes because we really want to finish this shoot. All the times that I've dealt with taking pictures of the truck or taking pictures of my Z, and I've had to deal with security and police officers, I always ask them, and they're always really polite, and half the time they're always just, hey, just get your shot and then leave. That's most of the time, it's like that. Alright, so, you know, another key thing to kind of keep in mind when you're doing photography or videography is kind of knowing where the light's hitting. So right now the truck is in the shade. It's not directly in the sun, but it's still bright enough to where there's minimal shadows. There's maybe a little bit of shadows underneath the truck, but that's normal. But the sun is at a kind of a 45-degree angle to where I'm from. I don't want to be directly in the camera or directly in the sun, because then the camera gets blown out and looks very washed out. Now, if that's the look you're going for, then perfect, that's for you. But if you want a nice crispy photo, this is how you do it. And another thing too is, just because you have an older camera, just because you have a cheaper camera, maybe you're not even have a camera at all, maybe you're using your phone to take pictures, you know, you can still get really good pictures with those cameras with that quality. When I first started photography, I started with a Canon Rebel T6, an old DSLR, and you know, I would get really good pictures with those, but because I knew how to use my canvas, I know how to, you know, use the environment around me to create storytelling photos. And that's what I kind of want to teach you guys with this YouTube channel. I want to go step by step on showing you, you know, your white balance, your shutter speed, your f-stop, how to use different styles of bokeh, different types of styles of photography and videography, because I mainly do car photography, but you can pretty much use any of these skills on landscapes, seascapes, architectural photography. Can't think of any more, but you know what I mean, okay? And that's what I want to do with this channel. Middle of recording a YouTube video, and hi, want to say hi to the YouTube? Yeah. Oh, hello. You like the camera? You like to say hi? Yeah? You like the truck? Yeah, I was in the middle of recording, and this is a little bloopers I'll put in the end of the video, but we got a little friend. Beautiful sunset, by the way. Alright, this is really weird. So I'm recording the truck right here, and I'm recording tips and tricks for beginner photographers, or maybe you are already a photographer. And I kid you not, there is a crap ton of cats just starting to come out. There's one right there. There's 1, 2 right there, and I believe there was another one's over there. It's they just spawned out of nowhere. Alrighty, so I know this video might not be that long, but make sure you like, subscribe. More is going to be coming, and join the journey. If you feel like, you know, you're not that good at photography, you are, okay? Watch the videos. I'm going to be teaching you step by step how to become better, because you can always be better. Ghost Media out.